Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Today is episode number 192 of the Level Up program, and it's day number 32 of the brown belt level. And today we're going to be throwing from stick left one. We're going to be using our Yuri style grip with our par style toss. And if you're new to the program, this is all about learning how to throw the dice and practice our trend-based betting system. And in the chat, we got Uncle Hoku, who showed up way earlier, even earlier than I did. So that's very early on Hawaii time. So good morning. We have got OMC Craps Roger. We have Randy Hill. Good morning to all. We're going to be playing with Crapsee. If you're playing along with Crapsee, the code's going to be B3G5H9. And in the near future, I'm actually going to have my Crapsee table on the live events on the Crapsee tab. So look forward to that coming up with hopefully within the next week or less. I have to figure out how to do that, and I already talked to Crapsee about getting on that list to be able to do that. And that's going to be part of a testing crew for this new program. So once we get to that point, make sure you let me know if we have any problems with Crapsee, especially with that live tab, and that way hopefully everything will work out in the long run. Really quick, this last Saturday, if you guys did not see it, I did an interview with the, if you watch the chat, occasionally you'll see a gentleman called 10 Minutes with Coach Joe. And he actually came to my house this last Saturday. We did an interview, and then we did a roll, and he had a nice roll of 20 rolls. After our interview and session here in the CMJ dungeon, we took a ride to Green Bay. We played at Oneida Casino. It was a very choppy table, so I played either the skill 66 or the horseman, and I was not on the same page as what the table was. So I bought it for $400. I cashed out for $15. I think Coach Joe was very similar to me, but that's his story to tell, not mine. But it seemed like if I was on the horseman, the skill 66 would have done well. And if I was on the skill 66, the horseman would have done well. And we had a lot of the same shooters, and everybody was very inconsistent at the table. Some shooters did really well one time, the next time they did not. And it was just vice versa. So it was hard to pattern or figure out your bets. Me, myself, I shot 4 times. Good morning, Coach Joe, and good morning, Mike. Myself, I shot 4 times that day. The first shot was around an 8. The second shot was I set a point, hit a inside number, and then I 7'd out. The third time was somewhere around a 5 roller. And then my last one, I was down to my last $34. Of that 400, and I actually rolled somewhere in the low to mid 20s. So I built that $34 up to close to $150. And then I went 2 more shooters after me, and then that was the end of the day. So kind of a little recap of the Green Bay visit. Monetary wise, it was not the best, but I had a blast going up there with Coach Joe. We had some very good conversations. We did one session for about an hour and a half, and we took some time off. We went and got something to eat, talked a little while, and then we went back to the table, did another session of about an hour, and then we finished the day. We came back to the dungeon here, to the basement at Craps Master Journey's house here, and we went over a couple of different minor betting strategies, and that was the day. We spent probably, I would say, a good 8 to 10 hours together. It was a very fun and productive day I believe, for the both of us. So anyhow, let's get going here, guys. We're going to do something a little bit different. Let's review this really quick. What I did is I took George from CY's throwing matrix. So let me show you what the matrix looks like. And this is the one that everybody was always watching, but they were always... Guys, is there an echo going on right here? I'm going to shut this off, actually, the other one. Okay, hopefully that's better. what everybody was always doing is we're looking at the chart, and it was very, very difficult to decipher because there's so many different decisions to make. So what I did is I went through and I took that chart and I kind of simplified it, if you will. So this is George from CY's Dice Decision Simplified. So basically, he looks to see if there's one die off axis, and if there isn't. And remember, he goes to 2 rolls of the dice. So if there's one die off axis, and on the left side of that tree, if you throw a double or both for the second roll, a double pitch or a both dice off axis, you're gonna stick with a kissing set. Okay. The other way you can go is if there's one dice off axis and you have a primary, single, drifter, one die off axis for the second throw, you go with a hardway set. Okay? If you threw one double pitch and then the next throw you throw is a double pitch, you go with the all 7s, and then anything else is going to be a 3V. So hopefully that kind of helps simplify that. This week, what we're going to do is we're going to try to put this into action again. We're going to try to work on this simplified version of George's matrix. And this is exactly what his matrix was, but I kind of simplified it and tried to make it so it's something more presentable to do in the casino. So just remember, we're looking to see if there's one dice off axis or if there's not. And we're taking 2 rolls in a row. We compare the first to the second. If there's one die off axis, we have a double pitch or both dice are off axis, we just go with kissing set. If there's one die off axis and there's anything else, we go with that hardway set. Okay? If there's 2 double pitches in a row, we go with the all 7s, and anything else besides that is going to be a 3V. So hopefully we can get this enacted. Hopefully we can get this put into place, and hopefully it will work out for us. So let's get our bets into Crapsee. We're going to start off with a $10 pass line bet. Again, I'm preparing, for my normal casino now, which is the Oneida Casino up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So we've got a $10 pass line bet. We've got a $2 craps check. And that's all we're going to do for our come out. We have 4 people in Crapsee. We've currently got 10 people watching on YouTube Live, and all bets are set. We're going to start off with a 5-4-5-4 hardway set, which is really easy to determine what the dice are doing based off of this. So remember, if I see a 1 or a 6, that is one die off. That is an off-axis die, because that is our axes. The 6 is on the left side, the 1 is on the right side. Okay, dice out. A little bit short and a little bit to the left of the landing zone. We have a come out 7. So we have a 4-3-7 this time. And again, I'm watching the dice as they go down the table, and I'm trying to see which is the left die, which is the right die. I usually watch the left die or the right die. I pick one or the other, but today I'm going to be watching that left die to see what the left die is doing first. That's a 4-3, so that's a double pitch of the dice. They're on access. Again, we're going to go with the $2 craps. We're going to go with a $3 craps check this time. We're going to go another $15 pass line bet. And now we're going to go up 5-5-5 on an ATS. So we'll see what happens. So remember, we had a double pitch for the first throw. Make sure that you guys do your all bets set or I'm ready button, if you will. So we're going to stick again with that 5-4-5-4 hardway set. And I'll give you guys just 2 more seconds to push that button and we're going to be ready to go. Remember, if you're, once I push my button and your bets should glow on Crapsee, that means that they are set, that they actually took. If they're not glowing, that's not going to be a valid bet on Crapsee from my understanding. So 5-4-5-4 hardware set and dice out. And we have a 5-3. That would be the easy 8. So again, we stayed on axis. And that is a 5-3, the easy 8. So if we have 2 dice that are on axis, so remember, we're looking for that 1 die off axis. And we had a double pitch and then we had a single pitch here because that last one was a single pitch. So that falls in that everything else category, which is going to be the 3V set. So that's what we're going to go to. And remember, last week we were looking at the 3V set and trying to analyze it on the table and try to get everything down path as much as possible so we can make that decision a little bit faster at the casino. We're going to go with a 66 inside bet level. We're going to put $10 on the 4 and 10. And we're not going to put anything on the 8. So we have $15 on a 5 and 9. We have 18 on that 6. We have $10 on the 4 and 10. Our pass line bet is at $15. Now, if you guys talk 10 minutes with Coach Joe, you will see that everything that I'm doing here, except for that 4 and 10, is everything that I did do at the casino, and I did do that on a consistent basis. So we have got a 3-2-3-6. Last one was a single pitch, and we're going to go dice out. Hit that mixing bowl just slightly, and we've got a 6-1-7. Ouch. So that did not work this time. Last one was a single pitch. This one was a 1 dice off axis. We had a explosion of that left die. So we went from a single pitch to a 1 die off axis. Okay. So we have, it's going to be a hard way set next. So this is kind of confusing a little bit in the morning. Good morning, Jeff. A little bit confusing in the beginning here, but we're going to work this out. Again, we're going to go $10 pass line. We're going to go $2 craps check. And remember, we had 1 die off axis. So that's all we really need to think about is 1 die off axis as our last one. So we're going to go again with that hard way set here. And we got 5-4-5 for hardway. All bets set. Dice out. And we got another single pitch. We have a 3-2-5. That would be the Justice 5 from Justice Jen, who did make that trip over to Seattle. I saw her on Jeremy from Color Up did a live the other day. It was about an hour and a half long from John's garage. So we had a 1 die off axis, and we did a single pitch that's going to fall in that everything else category, which is the 3V dice set coming up here. And this is a 3-2, so we'll get that entered into Crapsee. And again, we're going to go to that 66 inside bet level now. I'm not including the point right now. And we're going to call that all bets. Well, we're going to put $10 on that 4 and 10 again. I'm sorry. So we've got $81 on the table. And we're going to go all bets set here as soon as we get our dice set up. So we got the 3-2-3-6 because that was the everything else. Remember, we had a single pitch on the last throw. And we got all bets set. Dice out. Good morning, CRC Kevin. Welcome to Level Up on a Monday morning, everyone. We've currently got 12 people watching now on YouTube. Dice out. The dice they crossed after they landed. We have another 1 die off axis. We actually have both dice off axis this time. We have a 6-5 mid-bow yo. So let's analyze the dice here. We have an explosion of the left die. We have an implosion of that right die. So we actually have a drift. So let's get this entered in as a 6-5 on Crapsee. Let's talk about the result. So the last one we had a single pitch. Now we have a 1 die off axis. So we're going to go with that hard way set once again. So remember, the last one was 1 die off axis. Hard way set. Hard way, hard way, hard way. 5-4-5-4. That did nothing for our bets, so we're just going to go all bets set. We have everything the same as what we did. Make sure you hit that button, guys. Good morning, Navaldo. How you doing? What's up, crew? He goes. And CRC says, yo. So all bets set here, guys, and dice out. Guys, I need you to hit those buttons. We're going to try to get this going a little bit faster. I need to get some rolls in today. We're only on roll number 6 right now, and we should be a little bit further along for the program. Guys, kind of crossed. We have a 3-1 for Big Joe from Crapsee Master Journey. So that again is going to be a 1 dice off axis. So we have 2 1 dice off axis, and that's going to keep us at that hard way set. So with 3-1 for Crapsee, that's going to be a payout for us. We made $18 off of that one there. Now this puts us in a kind of a dilemma, if you will. Since it's only $18 brought back, we normally do a 22 inside press. Let's do that, guys. Let's do a 22 inside press. So we're going to press all the inside numbers 1 unit. So that puts 24 into 6 and 8, 20 and that 9. We're going to pick up $10 in pass line odds. So we're actually putting a couple dollars into the mix here in order to get to that 22 pressure. So thank you, CRC, for the hit the button remark. Again, guys, usually I say that when we throw the 6-2 Duracell 8. But guys, if you're liking these videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Every little bit of help is appreciated and does help in YouTube. We got all bets set. We were sick with that 5-4-5-4 hardway set. Last one was 1 dice off axis and dice out. Dice crossed once again. We have a 4-6-10. Waylon's best friend weighing it in, Daddy Joe. So we snuck over to the other side. We went from that 4 to that 10. That is also, again, 1 dice off axis. So we're going to stick with that hardway set. 4-6-10. And that also is we had $18 payout. So we've brought back to the rack $34 so far. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick this out for one more hit here, hopefully. So we're going to stick with that 5-4-5 hardware set, and hopefully after that one next hit here, so this will hopefully be hit number 3 coming up, we'll be in that profit zone so we can actually play for free going forward. Remember, our goal is to get to profit or break even as fast as possible. So if we can get 2 or 3 hits at the most to get to that point, that is our preferred method. We'll go all bets set here and dice out 5-4-5 hardware set. And again, those dice crossed, and we did not pull it off here, guys. We have a 1-6-7, ouch. So that is a both dice off axis. And that does suck for our bets, but it is what it is. I would have been smart to pull my bets down, but who accused me of being smart here? So anyhow, one of the things that I want to really focus on, guys, is, and it's hard doing a production here, talking, shooting, concentrating, all that stuff all at once. Coach Joe will verify that when I was at the casino this last weekend, as soon as I got the dice in hand, I had a very strict routine that I went through, and I was in the zone, trying to focus, get everything all set up. And what I do when I'm at the casino is I'll line the dice up here, and I try to get them so that they're straight. I'll get them in my grip, and I will extend my arms so it's straight, and I put my pinky down on the table so that way I know that the dice are in the same starting position every single time. I throw the dice out, I release it, and what I'm doing is I'm focusing on this bottom diamond here every single time. And I kind of use this analogy, and I've used this in the past, is let's pretend you're riding your mountain bike down a trail when you're trail riding, and you see a root on the side of the trail, and remember your trail is only about 1.5 to 2 feet wide, and you don't want to hit that root because you know you're going to be Yes, Jeff, you are right. But you're riding down that trail, and you know that you don't want to hit that root, because if you do, you're going to pile up your bike. Well, if you keep on concentrating and keep on looking at that root, what happens is you hit the damn root, and you pile up your bike. But the goal is, if you see that root, you look to a different direction and you won't hit that root, because you're going to go to where you're looking. So when I'm at the table, I'm looking at that one diamond at the bottom of the back wall there, thinking, okay, I can't hit it, I can't hit it, I can't hit it, and that's exactly what I hit. So that's where I try to throw the dice. So they come up, they bounce only an inch or so up the wall, and they come right back down with low energy. So that's kind of what I did. Coach Joe will verify that. And it was kind of funny, because he would start talking to me in the beginning, and I never responded. And he was like, oops. And then he was sitting next to me, and he would shoot. And all of a sudden, he'd be looking to talk to me, and I was like standing 3 feet behind him, because I was the type of person that if the person next to me shoots, I always step back from the table so I'm not interrupting them. Anyhow, $10 pass line bet, a little bit of a storyline from this last weekend. Whether it's pertinent here or not, who knows. All bets set. Dice up. 5454 hard set we're going to start off with again. And to the right of me, oh, we had a double pitch in the last throw, so dice out. And we have a 5-5 Old Bay bushel, the hard 10. So that's going to be a primary hit. So we went from a double pitch to a primary. So that's going to fall in that everything else category. So that's going to put us with the 3V set coming up. So 5-5 hard 10, that'll be our new point. A few months ago, I was at the casino, and I was only doing the 66 inside. And watch out for deer, says CRC. I was at the casino a few months ago, and I threw 3 hard 10s in a row, and I wasn't even on the damn 10 or the hard ways. So I paid a lot of other people out. So we're going to go 66 inside. We're going to pick up $10 on that 4. Our pass line covers that 10, and we're going to go all bets set here. 3V set. 3V. So we had a primary and the last one. 3236 is this dice set, and dice out. Here we go. Hit that mixing bowl again, darn it. But anyhow, we got a 2-4-6, a 2x4. So that is going to be a single pitch of the dice, I believe. So we stayed on axis this time. So we went from a, what did we throw the last time? I think we had one die off axis to a single pitch. So that's going to fall in that everything else category again. So we're sticking with the 3V. And that was a 4-2-6, so we're going to do a 22 inside pressure. Stick it with the 3V, 3-2, 3-6. And the 20-plus roller that I had at the end of my session yesterday was with the 3V set the entire way. All bet set. Dice out. 14 people in on YouTube. I think I only have 5 likes, so hit that thumbs up button on the way out, guys, please. It is greatly appreciated. Dice out. Dice split when they left my fingers just slightly, but we ended up with a 2-3-5 Justice 5 for Justice Jen. So that is going to be another single pitch of the dice. And that is a primary, so we have 2 of those, 2 primaries, single pitches, and we're going to just go with the everything else. We're going to stick with that 3V set, and that's going to be a all bets down as well. And we're going to go back to the 44 inside bet level now, okay? Because remember, my home casino is going to be a $10 table. So we have $47 brought back. We have $54 currently on the table. And we're going to stick with that 3-2-3-6 dice set. So we've got $10 on the 5 and 9, $12 on that 6 and 8. Let's just stick with that, and we'll go all bet set. We'll do a collect, and then we're going to start pressing up and try to get the numbers up to a reasonable level, as well as get that 4 and 10 covered. Thanks out. And I'm just throwing slightly to the right. I'm kind of hitting the mixing bowl a little bit, but we have the Ian double deuce, 2-2 hard 4. So that is going to be a one dice off axis. That right die actually exploded. So we went from a single pitch to one die off axis. And that's going to be, if we go to one die off axis on top, we had a single pitch on the one prior. So that's going to put us at that hard way set once again. So we're going to switch over to the hard way set. That 4 did nothing for our bets. If you're playing the ATS, all you need is the 2 and 3 for the small. We need the 8, 9, 11, and 12 for that tall. I heard that this last weekend, Mr. I Hate the ATS threw a 50-something roller, and that Mr. I Hate the ATS is named John from Seattle, John Cocos. Threw, I believe he hit 2 sides. I think he hit 2 talls and a small. So he hit the ATS, and I guess several people made a lot of money off of his roll this last weekend. So 5-4-5-4 hardware set, dice out. That one felt really comfortable, guys. We're back on that 3-2 Justice 5 again. 3-2 Justice 5, Justice Gen. So that, once again, is a single pitch of the dice. So we're going to go with that hard way set once again. So for those of you in the chat, CRC keeps on saying, watch out for deer. Every time he's in my chat, he says that. Guys, Wisconsin is very well known for deer. You see them all the time, especially when you're driving at night. And I can honestly say in my 35, 40 years of driving, about 35 years of driving, I've only hit a deer once in my entire life, and it actually was about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, on the interstate in the middle of a snowstorm of all things, going 35 miles an hour on the interstate. I hit a deer. Totaled my car out. It was snowing so bad that night. In fact, the police did not even report to the scene that I reported. They just said, hey, is the deer all the way? I said, yep. They said, okay, thank you for reporting it, sir. Have a good night. So anyhow, watch out for deer in Wisconsin at night, people. That was a 5. We're going to press that 5 and 9. We're going to just press the 5 this time up to $15. We'll bring a little bit of money back. So we have 61 brought back to the rack. We have 59 on the table, $15 on the 5, 10 on that 9, 12 on the 6 and 8. All bets set. And we're sticking with the hardware set, 5-4-5-4 hardware. And dice out. The last one, I believe, was a single pitch. And we have a 6-4-10. That'd be Waylon's best friend, Wayne at N, Big Ben. So this past weekend, we came up with a new dice column. By the way, guys, that was a one die off axis. The one prior to it was a single pitch. So that's going to keep us at that hard way set. We came up with a new dice call this last weekend, and this is with Coach Joe, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to incorporate it, but he has it set up so if he throws a dice off the table, we're going to call that a run a lap with Coach Joe, or run a lap for Coach Joe. So I think what we're going to do is, instead of when we throw it off the table, anytime it's a no roll, you throw it off the table, the dice doesn't hit the back wall, or it doesn't throw out appropriately, let's say they slip out of my fingers or whatever, it's going to be run a lap with Coach Joe. Kind of like a no, we got to learn your lesson here going forward. So run a lap with Coach Joe will be our new dice call, and it's going to be during multiple situations. All bets set here. Stick with that hardware set, dice out. And we've got a 3, 4, 7, Ouch. So that's a double pitch. So we went from a single pitch to a double pitch. We're going to stick with, what are we going to go with? Let's get this entered in Crapsee first, and we'll go through and see what it was. So we had a single pitch that went to a double pitch. So that's going to be the everything else category, which is going to be your 3V dice set. Take a lap, says CRC. Yeah, that was a bad throw, huh? That was only a bad throw because it double pitched here. So do a lap with Coach Joe on any bad throw. 3-2, 3-6 is going to be our dice set. We're going to be starting over, guys. We have to get a little bit of length to our rolls here. We have 3, 5, 7. I can see a trend beginning to happen here. We're getting longer with each of the throws. So let's go at least 2 more shooters here, and hopefully they're going to continue on. We'll get double digits on these last 2 throws now that we're warmed up a little bit. So, guys, that was a come out 7. So that did not hurt us. Wow. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So anyhow, we're going to continue on then. This is actually a good thing for us. Our bets are turned off. We'll go all bet set here. And let's go 3-2, 3-6. Complain, take another. Eyeballs, take a lap. Oh my God. Good morning, Marble Fork. So here we go. Dice out. Still looking for, or not still looking, we're looking for a new point. And here we go. And we got another Ian double deuce. 2-2, hard 4. And I can't remember what I used for my last dice set. I think I used the hardware set. If that's the case, that is a primary hit. So let's just stick with that. No, we use a 3-2, 3-6 dice set. So that's going to be in 1 dice off axis. So we're going to stick with that 3-2, 3-6 dice set. Our point is 4. We have 15 on the 5 and 10 on the 9. We have 12 on that 6 and 8, $10 on the pass line. Here's something that happened to me when I did my last throw yesterday, the 20-plus roller. And this is something that never happens to me, guys. I hit all 6 points this last roll. And in fact, the staff was all making comments about it. And the 20-plus rolls, I hit all 6 points. And they do not have a fire bet on that table. So I was saying, hey, should I get something special here, some kind of promo or something like that? And they all kind of laughed at me. But it was actually pretty amazing. Something I normally don't do is hit a lot of points. I did not hit the ATS on that roll. All I needed was the 9 for like 10 rolls to hit the tall, and I think I needed the 2 and 3 to hit the small on that one. So what was that roll? We had a 2-2. No, we have all bets set here, guys. So let's go dice out. 5, 3-2, 3-6. And dice out. Dice did cross as they went down the table, and we ended up with a 3, 4, 7. Ouch. So we got the profit, but we did not get very far into the profit zone there. We did hit the 9 rolls for that shooter, and I don't think it was very productive. Our roll quality score is only at that 20 level. The other thing that happened this weekend is one of the locals, the person that I've talked about in the past, actually was giving me the berries every time I shot, talking about how my confidence level wasn't on, and how I threw one of the shooters, I threw the 3-2-4-6 dice set, and that really drives him nuts when he sees a 7 on the dice. And that was the one where I rolled, I think it was only 3 rolls long, and he blamed it on that 7 being on the top of the dice, which is kind of hilarious, but it is what it is. We got $10 on the pass line, we got $2 on the craps check, and let's get her going here right away. Still 4 people in Crapsee. We need to get more people involved in Crapsee here. We got 14 people watching on YouTube currently. And we're going to stick with that 3-2, 3-6 dice set and dice out. Looking for a new point. By the way, that last one was a double pitch. And this time we have a 4-5 Big Mac, hard 9. And that'll be Jeff after middle empty craps. So we've got a new point of 9. And that's going to be one dice off axis. That is an implosion of that right die. So we went from a double pitch to a implosion, which is one dice off axis. So we're going to go over to that kissing set really quick, and we're going to go with the 4224 dice set. And we're going to go with $66 inside again. That's going to be 15 on that 5, 18 on that 6 and 8. Our 9 is covered on the pass line. We're going to go $10 on that 4 and 10. And we're going to call that all bets set. Good morning, Brian from Holy Roller. Says, I travel so much that I miss many of your shows, Joe. I love it whenever I can make it. And I do appreciate you showing up, Brian. I do give accolades over towards your channel often, because I am interested in cruising, but I do like the content that you put out. So welcome to Level Up. Dice out. And we've got a 6-2 Duracell 8. Go out and support free live craps. So that's where I say give me that thumbs up if you like the content, as well as all the other content providers. When you watch a video that you like, make sure you give them thumbs up, and make sure you consider subscribing to those channels that you do not subscribe to if you like their content. So we got 22 inside pressure. It's going to be $20 on the 5, 24 on the 6 and 8. We're going to go $10 pass line odds here. And that was a 6-2. I can't remember. We did a 3-2, 3-6, I think, for the last. No, we did a 4-2, 2-4. We did the kissing set that time. So that was an implosion of that right die, or left die. I'm sorry, left die. So that's going to be one die off axis. So we're going to go back over to that 3V dice set now. And again, if you guys see me flipping over to that simplified version or chart, that is basically George from CY's Matrix. I simplified it, so I broke it down to see what the results are going to be. Let's go all bets set here. Dice out. 3, 2, 3, 6. Again, we hit the darn mixing bowl, guys, but we have the Old Bay Bushel, the 5-5 hard 10. So we did a 3-2-3-6, I think, in the last one, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if that we did a 3-2-3-6, that's gonna be a one dice off axis. That right one imploded. That we did make $18 off of that. And we're at $37 brought back to the rack. Let's stick with that same bet. We're going to stick with the 3-2-3-6 dice set as well. So let's set the dice, and we'll call that all bets set in Crapsee as soon as we get the dice set here. So 3-2-3-6, and all bets set. And CRC says hard 10, hard 10. Here you go, dice out. Yeah, we got another 6-2-8 Duracell 8. So there we go. Starting to see some repeats, some repeating numbers. We're going to stick with that hardware, our 3-2-3-6 dice set. 6-2-8 goes into Crapsee. And now we're going to pull our bets down. And we're going to go to 64 across bet level. We have got $65 brought back to the rack. When I go to the 64 across bet level, we've got $91. No, I put too much money on it. Darn it. Let's try this again. We got $65 brought back to the rack. We have 64 on the table because we have $10 on the pass line. We're not covering the 9 as a place bet. So we're $1 in the profit at the current moment. Again, we're going to stick with that 3-2-3-6. That was both dice off axis that time, but because we had the 6-2, so that was an explosion of that right die and an explosion. So we had a double explosion there. All bets set, dice out. So we can kind of, guys, look at the charts here. Give me 1 second, I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. And we got a 4-5 hard 9 Big Mac. And that'd be Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps. So we can kind of look at the dice here, guys, and see what we're doing on average, if you will. And if you look at what's on average, we can kind of go with those dice sets that are working for you. And we'll kind of get into that maybe a little bit next week. Or we could follow George's matrix to the T, where every 2 rolls puts input in for your third roll, if you will. So that one there was going to be 1 dice off axis again, which is an implosion of the right die. That was a 9. That was our points. So we hit our points. So we're going to be looking for a new point. We have $75 brought back to the rack. We have $64 on the table. The only thing that is working right now is that pass line bet. Sometimes I put a craps check up on that. Sometimes I do not. We are not going to do that this time. We have a 3-2, 3-6 dice set. So we're sticking with that 3V, and all bets set. Dice out. And we have another hard 9 Big Mac. Bringing out that 9, consistency, trend betting, sticking with the 3V, and that is a 5-4 hard 9, back on that 9 for our points. So all of our bets are turned back on once again. Good morning, SJ. You are late today, my friend, but I am glad that you showed up. We have had a slow time getting started here, but we're starting to get things rolling, starting to warm up a little bit. Talked earlier about the trip to Green Bay yesterday, or my experience with Coach Joe. Make sure you hit that all bets set button here, guys. Had a lot of conversation going forward so far. I've been kind of a little chat bug, unless the dice are on a table, and I'm ready to throw. Been a little chat bug this morning, going. All bets set here, 3-2, 3-6, dice out. And again, we kind of drifted to that right a little bit, kind of hit that mixing bowl, but we have a 5-6, the mid-mo-yo. Chiro coming down to us from above. Again, this next Saturday is going to be his service down near Kansas City area. So you're in Vegas. Wow. Finally, you're not working, my friend. But this coming Saturday is going to be Chiro's service, and I believe that John's going to try to do some kind of live stream down there. I'm not exactly sure what live stream he's going to be bringing out, but I am actually looking forward to watching it and observing it and being part of the remembrance of our friend Chiro Mucci. And we've got our bets all set here, and we're going to go all bets set. Dice out, 3-2, 3-6. Dice out. And we got a 1-3-4 Big Joe from Crapsee Journey. So that's going to be 1 dice off axis. That left dice imploded. We're going to stick with that 3V's dice set, the 3-2, 3-6. And that's going to be finally a hit here. So what we're going to do is we've been hitting a lot of 4s and 10s today on average. So we're going to be, let's bring that 4 and 10 up to 15 each. And we'll bring the rest of it back to the rack. So we have $15 in at 4 and 10. We're starting to press our bets up now. $93 brought back. 74 on the table. All bets set, and we got 3-2, 3-6. So I'm just going to stick with this dice set here because it seems to be producing now a little bit. Dice out. And we got a 6-3-9. That'd be the center field 9. Kind of weird that with that dice landing there, that right or the left die came down, it landed, it hit and just died. The right one landed, instead of hitting the back wall, to me it looked like it actually reversed or spun backwards and kind of went right a little bit. Kind of a weird little thing. So that again is going to be one dice off axis. That would be an explosion of that left die. That was our point again, so we hit that 9 again. So let's stick with the 3-2, 3-6. We only have a $10 pass line currently. And all bets set. Let's hit those buttons, guys. Hit that all bets button set, or I'm ready button set. And here we go, dice out. Looking for a new point. And we got a 2-6 Duracell 8. So we're seeing two repeating numbers now. We've seen that 8 and that 9. And both of them are of the same combination. So this is a 2-6. So we're seeing the 2-6 or 6-2. Good morning, Nemo. Or we're seeing that 4-5 or 5-4. So that is a nice little thing. Take that $12 off the 8. We're going to go $10 on the 9. We're going to call that all bet set. 103 brought back to the rack. 72 on the table. So this is our second shooter. We're in that profit. We're going to go with the 3-2, 3-6. And all bet set, dice out. And we have a 3-5-8. That would be the 8 came easy. So if you guys haven't checked out Holy Roller's channel, make sure you do so. He's slightly larger than my channel. I think he's somewhere around that 1,800 mark, somewhere just shy of 1,800. I just broke into the 1,700s just the other day. I think of like 1,709 or 10 or something like that. So SJ says he says some decent rolls down in Vegas, but the highlight was before he left his last night, his wife Hazel hit the ATS at the Golden Nugget. And a monster roll from Mrs. Money Shot. So the girls were on it. Good for them. Good end to your trip. So congratulations to both Hazels. Hazel from HCS and Hazel from SJ Young's Life. Congratulations to the both of them. That was our point that we hit, so we buckshotted it, and you're saying, what took me so long? Sticking with the $10 pass line bet. All bets set here, 3-2, 3-6. Dice out. That must have been Hazel Power Hour there. We have a 6-3-9 center field 9, so we're back on that 9. 9 seems to be the dominant point on this hand. Maybe what I'm going to do, and this might shoot myself in the foot, let's put some of that pass line odds on her since they're hitting the 9 so much. This is one of those on-the-moment decisions you really need to make. You need to watch for these trends. We're going to make the 8 look like 12, by the way. Let's pick up... I'll just throw $10 and pass that on, Cerrito. But this is one of those trends you really need to start watching at the table. Is I'm consistently hitting a 9. I'm not really pressing my bet up at all, but we're going to start doing that a little bit here. 3-2, 3-6. Dice out. And we got a 7. Ouch. Bruce, do not become shark bait. 5-2-7. Nemo shows up, and I have not thrown the 5-2 the entire day. Thanks, Nemo, for showing up, buddy, because I threw it shortly after your arrival. Just teasing, my friend. So we're going to call that, I think, right there. Let's go over to our statistics, see where we wrapped up for the day. we ended up with 2 decent rolls. We started off with 2 slow rolls. We had a 3, a 5, a 9, and a 13. We had 4 7 outs. We had an SR of 7.5 and SRR of 5.0. Box numbers were a little bit higher than expected. Insides were less than expected. 4s and 10s were high. Come out 7s are high. Horns are low. Fields are high. Hardways are a little bit high. And we're on a light side play today. So kind of a little bit back and forth of everything. We had a 4s, 8s, 9s, and 10s were hot or are popular. Non-existent on those 6s today, whereas yesterday at the casino I was hitting 6s and 8s left and right. A little bit low on the 5s, 2s, and 3s were non-existent. Nemo goes, damn it. Let's go over and check our dice rolls, and this is not going to work because I don't have the program open. So we'll just cover that tomorrow and show you what we are and where we're at all the way through the end of today for the brown belt level. But that was a sharpshooter in the last one, by the way. It pays out 6-1, I believe, because we hit those 9s and the 8s consistently. But hey, my name is Joe. This is my Craps Master dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Everybody, thanks for showing up today. Have a great, safe day. Enjoy and be